これは富士山。日本の最高です。日本は島国すなわちルールがすべて島からなる国である。日本は世界的な貨物経済大国である。しかし、
音楽オフの時、これが聞こえます。
Cut. Yeah, we're still in Canada. The border is still closed. This time, we're exploring Canada and the Vancouver metropolitan area in a different way. We will be exploring the different neighborhoods where you can learn about some of the Asian communities and Asian cultures without physically having to go to Asia. Our first stop is actually not far from the Vancouver International Airport, Richmond, BC. Today, Richmond is a very diverse city that is home to many immigrants from all over the world. Asian Canadians are over 70% of the city's population. As of 2016, 53% of the city's population are Chinese, 7.3% are South Asian, and 7% are Filipinos. While many say going to Richmond itself is an experience, in this episode we're going to focus on the south side of Richmond where the historic ties of the Asian community are strong, and where you'll find cool architecture and places that offer great experiences of Asian cultures. Of course, during this global event of 2021, many places were closed, but you can definitely go check them out once things go back to normal. So I'm right now at the Steveston Village. So this is nowadays a neighborhood in south of Richmond. And today still you can find the vibes of a fishing village here. But back in the days, there was a huge Japanese community in Steveston. However, during the Second World War, the Canadian government set up lots of internment camps. They forcibly relocated most of the Japanese population to the interior as they were seen as enemies. Today, you can still find the traces of the Japanese community that once called Steveston home here. Many streets were named after former Japanese residents. Park chairs were dedicated to the past residents of this area, which can be easily noted by their years of birth. All were born before World War II. Japanese Canadians were treated like criminals by the government and were deprived of everything they owned. Yet another example of past Canadian government's racist policies. They were deemed criminals not by what they did, but by what they looked like. At the Gary Point Park, you'll see a Japanese garden that reminds people of the good lives Japanese Canadians envisioned on this new continent. But everything busted when World War II happened. Aside from its historic past, Gary Point Park also happens to be one of the best places to see cherry blossoms around Metro Vancouver. This might be a tribute to the Steveston community's past historic Japanese connection we just mentioned. The Gary Point Park today is also very popular with families, not just from Richmond, but all over the Metro Vancouver area. Wonder what the reasons would be? Take a look yourself. Gary Point Park isn't the only reason for visiting Steveston. The village itself still retains many of the old-time charms. The village appeared in many Hollywood blockbusters such as Deadpool, The Interview, The Power Rangers, and War for the Planet of Apes. It's a great place for relaxation and certainly offers a different vibe from Vancouver.
And behind me there is some sort of observation deck. Let's go find out what's up there.
The Steveston River Walk along the south dike of Richmond offers a great way to explore the modern neighborhood and the area's past. It's home to a historic shipyard where you can still find past Japanese and Chinese residences of workers back in the days. While today a mostly posh neighborhood, some of Steveston's marine heritage is very well kept. At the nearby Fisherman's Wharf, you can still buy freshly caught seafood from the fishermen themselves directly.
Any questions? Jumbo 2015. Awesome food quality.
Does anybody know what these are? Leave a comment below. Let me know.
While Steveston today is still a fishing village, this place is where you can learn the working life of past Japanese and Chinese workers. It is home to one of Canada's national historic sites, Gulf of Georgia Cannery. Of course, due to the global event of 2020, the site was closed. The courtyard and the lawn were nonetheless a very popular place for friends and families to gather. Hell, you can even pretend to do businesses with the statues just outside. You want someone to do a demonstration? Here is your demonstration. To see some modern traditional architecture of Asia, Richmond's number 5 road is home to many religious institutions like this one, the Lingyin Mountain Temple.
So Richmond is home to many Buddhist temples and other religious buildings, especially on the number 5 road. But unfortunately, due to the global event of 2020, all the religious institutions, including churches, have been closed since 2020.
Fortunately, back in 2016, I visited the number 5 road area and took some pictures of various religious institutions there. If you happen to be in Richmond after things come back to normal, I highly recommend visiting this what I call the Street of Religion of British Columbia. A short bus ride on bus number 301 or an hour-long SkyTrain ride will take you to Surrey, British Columbia's second largest city and expected to be the largest city surpassing Vancouver within the next decade. Similar to Richmond, Surrey is home to a large Asian Canadian community, around 50% of the city's population. The South Asian community is the largest of them all, being about 32% of Surrey's total population. Over 32% of Surrey residents identify them as South Asian according to the 2016 census. Today, Surrey has a major scene for the international South Asian culture and art. Well, I guess it also has some of the best Indian restaurants in Metro Vancouver. Guess what? It even hosts South Asian cultural events that attract as many as 500,000 people every year.
So Surrey is home to a large Punjabi community. That's why every single year you'll find the largest Vaisakhi parade outside of India here in Surrey. Well, of course, unfortunately, due to the global event of 2020, it's being cancelled. Fortunately, I do have the clips from the celebrations from previous years. I'm gonna show you right now.
I thought I had more footages, but looks like that was it. These were memories from before the global event of 2020. It made me think that this is an event that changed not just my life, but also lives of people of all backgrounds across the globe. I look forward to the end of this global event, and I look forward to more celebrations like the Surrey Vaisakhi celebration in the future. There are many other great places where you can experience amazing cultures of the many ethnic groups of the world in Vancouver. What we saw in this episode is just some of them. In the next episode, we'll discover the food aspect of Vancouver's Asian community. We'll explore Asian restaurants in Vancouver that are so authentic that you can actually find them in Asia as well. Stay tuned.